You guessed it, we are back on the road, ready to explore another small town. This time it is Stanford, and we've heard so many wonderful things about this riverside town in the Overberg region, and of course we had to go check it out ourselves.
So we're in Stanford and we're gonna go into the town to go explore, so come along with us.
What do you do on a scorching hot day? Of course, it's to look for some place to cool down. And the first stop you have to do in Queen Victoria Street is go to Don Gelato and pick up some gelato to cool down. But the main reason we're visiting this small town is to come and stay at the beautiful whitewater farm nestled away from the main road. And we couldn't be more excited to see this amazing accommodation that we heard so much about on the gravel road, which I did not miss. But it is so tranquil, it is unbelievable. Of course, you have to explore the accommodation you're staying at, and I feel like Whitewater Farm is just such a hidden gem. It is luxurious, serene, peaceful, everything that you look for when you are leaving the busy city like Cape Town. And of course, I will give a tour where we stayed at and everything that surrounds this property because it's absolutely gorgeous. And we stayed at one of the accommodations, the Dairy Suite number 3, and there are many other cottages on the farm that you can choose from. But let's take a moment for this view. That pool did call our name, and I'll show you what that pool looks like because it's amazing. But I'll show you entirely everything that came with our cottage. So right next to it is a little communal area, and it's an open space. It's got the bare walls, an honored spa, which I loved. It's got a television where you can sit in the evenings, and I love how open it is with those windows. There's no curtains, and I love that. So let me give you a tour of inside. And first things first, it is the kitchen and a little seating area. And again, I just love how open the space is. And everything is clean, crisp. I suppose this is what a real farm, country style cottage should look like. There's the mugs. I love those mugs. But I love the bare brick. Just simple. That's what I love. The bare necessities. Also, this artwork of this cow is so cute because there are cows grazing on the farm. It is such a cute little touch. Again, we are in the bathroom. Very open spaces, no walls sort of like clouding the space. And there's the shower. There's the basin we can get ready. And they've got the toilet section hidden behind the door. So let's get to the main bedroom. Again, love the accents. That wood headboard was stunning. I think it works so well in this space. And I loved it. I love how open it is. I love how the light is coming into the room. And it's amazing. It's a house on its own, basically. It was time for lunch and we were invited to come and dine at the Garden Grill, the restaurant on the property, which I think is such a good idea for a lot of accommodations to have. And they offered a 2-course and 3-course meal on the Sunday. And of course, we'd gone with a 2-course meal because firstly, we were starving, and secondly, we just wanted to dive straight into that main course. I'd gone with a barbecue rump steak with a corn salsa and roast potatoes, obviously. And what comes with our meals is this lovely veggie plate. All these vegetables come straight out of the garden that they plant themselves. So it's all fresh, all the goodness, organic. Loved it. Also, Courtney had gone with lamb chops, and again he had gone with roast potatoes. And you can see we had a feast. We licked our plates. Sorry, Mom, but this was the best meal I had in such a long time. Somehow we still had space for that dessert, and I'd gone with a chocolate brownie and gelato ice cream, and Courtney had gone with a strawberry pina cotta. It was time to make a beeline to that pool because let me tell you, the heat crushed our souls, but it was the most refreshing thing we did. We cooled down, enjoyed ourselves, we were like children. Amazing. Evening fell fast upon us, and we thought, you know what, let's go into town and see what we can have for supper. And that's exactly what we did. We made our way into Stanford. We at least found one place that was open on a Sunday afternoon, and it is a place called Tikka Palace, and it serves Indian cuisines. And while we were waiting for them to set up, I thought, you know what, let me roam the streets a little bit and find out more about Stanford on a whole. And interesting enough, Stanford holds the title of the third most preserved town in the Western Cape, which I think is such an important part in these small towns that I so dearly love. Also, Stanford is the only town in the Overstrand proclaimed a heritage site in its entirety, and I did not know that. So cool. We went full Monty and thought, let's get the butter chicken curry, let's get the lamb curry going, served with rice and naan bread, and man, was this great. Not spicy at all, really such a treat in a small town like this. Good morning, and look what is in my backyard. Donkeys. You cannot get picture perfect than this. And look at the view of the Klein Rivier Mountain. Wow. It was time for breakfast, and look at this array of fresh goodness on the table. Courtney had gone with an omelette served with mushrooms and bacon inside, and of course me, the boring old plain Jane, toast, bacon and mushrooms, and it was such a wholesome, scrumptious breakfast to have before we left the accommodation. We packed our bags and loaded our car, but before we leave Whitewater Farm, we thought, let's take a walk to this dam that everyone speaks so fondly of and saying how beautiful it is. It is a 10-minute walk, and the most unfit person can do this stretch as well. And it's great for hiking. Also, we saw some blue crane. There were a variety of bird species. You can actually swim in this dam as well. But man, is this view just amazing. No, Courtney, I am not speaking about you. Don't be fooled. And of course, I made a friend along the way. Say hello to Freddie.
So it's all everything is grown from its own seed, which is amazing. So tomatoes, there'll be little cherry tomatoes. There'll actually be a little yellow cherry tomato coming off that one.
Is that the one that I had for breakfast?
Yeah. So herb garden. It's name it. We've got it. So spring onions, tarragon, marjoram. I've got the ghost pepper.
Ghost.
Then I've got pepper Jews. So ghost pepper and pepper Jews are the same sort of family. There's some ants in it. So ghost pepper Jews, same family. One is extremely hot, and the one is sort of not so hot.
So
a little bit more mild. More tomatoes, sage growing. So we're allowing the sage to go to seed now. And what we do is when these pods go brown, we'll put them into a pillowcase and we'll shake it around a bit, and then the seeds will drop out and we'll harvest.
Thank you so much, Rob and Alex, for your hospitality, but more so, thank you so much, Whitewater Farm, for the most amazing retreat stay that we experienced. We cannot wait to come back. We couldn't leave Stanford without doing some townly activities, and of course we had gone to Birkenhead breweries, and let's be real, we all know what we do there. So I opted to do a cider tasting while Courtney did the beer tasting, and there were such interesting flavors to go by.
You don't like beer tasting, yet you want to do it for your husband.
But I did the cider ones, and these ones aren't bad.
Yeah, you
But
got
the
it
beer
all
one
off.
is like, I'm specific with my beer.
But
We ended off our Stanford adventure at the Raka Winery, and they happened to be the first winery to be established in the Stanford region. We had to go make an appearance because you know I love my wine, and we did go home with a bottle, but we'll see you soon.